Okay, it looks like we're live. So happy night, everybody. For some of you, morning. Um, I'll wait until people get in here to start chatting, and we'll see how this goes. But this is just basically a stream where we're going to just chill and talk, I guess, because why not? But I will let people have a chance to see the stream and get in here. I think I made it public. Yeah, it should be public. Yeah. So I hope you all are having a fantastic night. And yeah, this is just a stream where we just talk and chill and relax. I'd say Netflix and chill, but no, that's a totally different meaning. Hello, Devil Dog Leader. How are you doing? So you guys are free to ask me any questions, minus privacy-based stuff, like you know, name, my real name, anything, private. Private information, that's basically the only thing that you're not allowed to ask about. That's it. So hopefully everybody's just having a fantastic night. Um, and yeah, I'm bored, so let's talk, because why not? Like I said, you guys are free to ask me anything, minus just yeah, what you think. Have I heard of the song Destabilize? Oh yes, definitely. That's one of my favorites by Prince Whatever. The one about Sweetie Bot, and I think it's Scoobloo's Confliction. Pretty sure I remember. You're real and ask. Yeah, but it's just privacy based stuff. But first like, yay. But basically, the last time that we did a stream like this, for some reason, we had a little encounter that was kind of weird. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. But it's nothing malicious, so I'm not worried about it. But who's the creator of Sweetie Bot? I honestly have no idea. First place I ever heard of Sweetie Bot was in that Friendship is Witchcraft. That was the place where I first heard about it. So how's your night, Ben? Mine's been pretty good. Also, hello, Headset VA. So you guys are free to talk to me and ask me stuff outside of privacy, like phone numbers, SSN, that kind of stuff. You guys can ask me anything about like readings or anything, really. Anything that is, you know, acceptable. I don't know how to put it. Hello, Pink Unicorn Boy. How are you doing? You guys can talk about anything to do with season 9 minus episode 13. I have yet to see that one. Ow, my freaking eye is, ow, my eye is hurting. Hello, Fire Princess 10. Yeah, MLP Death Dealer. It's something we all gotta deal with. I mean, YouTube is broken as fuck. So yeah. Origin and the original MLP Witchcraft of Rich parody series, the first episode of which was released June of 2011. Have you heard of the movie called The Car? I think I have. Maybe. I'm not sure, honestly, if I have or not. I think it has something to do with like a kind of a Christine kind of vibe, kind of like Stephen King's Christine. Oh my God, what do you do if you contact people for projects and they don't reply? Try and find more people. I'm asking because I want to do a fanfic stream and I need character voices. Honestly, it depends on how it goes. This is my first time here. What happens on this? We're just talking. You're just talking directly to me. It's a movie from 1977. Yikes. Then I may not know who that is or what that is. I think I've heard about it for sure, but I'm not sure what it is. Oh geez. I've turned Sweetbot into that name and Bender in a series of SFM animations I've been making XD. So, hello Reborn, welcome to the chat. You're more than welcome to ask anything outside of privacy crap. I was actually going to ask you, Reborn, if you wanted to do, because I saw that AJ in your server was going to do was thinking about doing another narration live stream, but yeah, I'm up for it, but I don't I don't know. I need more people. I mean, I'm so used to doing it with more people now that it's a lot more fun doing it with people. Hi, Reborn. I'll send you a picture of the vehicle and you can tell me if you've seen it. If it's not, I can't. What are your thoughts on Scoobloo's parents? Um, I admire Hasbro that they definitely that they did a tribute to Steve Irwin. What was the other girl's name? Jane Alligood or something like that. Alligood. That was the reference for the girl. She's a chimpanzee scientist, she's a like an expert that works with chimpanzees. But I really do applaud Irwin attributing Jane Goodall. I was close, but but yeah, I really admire that they did make a tribute to Irwin, who died an unfortunate death. May you rest in peace. Um, but as far as the parents go, I think they're okay. I honestly think they're okay. I think it was Jane Goodall. What do you do if your friend says they don't want to be your friend for no reason? I'm actually in one of those situations. If your friend doesn't want to be your friend for no reason, then they aren't true friends. A true friend basically will stand up for you and will be your. I am so sorry about that. My internet just decided to be an asshole. Okay, hang on. Let me look at the things. I'm sorry, my internet just died for a second. Yes, I'm good to see if we can have another one. AJ said he wanted to bring someone into the stream, a new person. We got to see her Ahem, a lesbian ants from that book that was made, which I think was nice. Now all we need is Trix and Starlight to get married, and I'll be happy. Had to refresh the page. Yeah, well, I'm on mobile, so basically what I had to do was I had to restart YouTube, pretty much. Um, let's see. Rebon, if you do wanna do a stream tonight, I'm open to it. It's up to you, really. I mean, I just want to have friends. I just want to have friends in it, but it's up to you. I mean, I'm all up for it, but back to Scoobloo's parents. I'm so sorry about that, guys. I don't know why my internet tends to be an asshole. So basically, my thoughts on Scoobloo's parents is that they're okay. I don't. I okay. Sometimes parents can be that naive with their child that they don't realize that their child has you know that they have friends and they want to stay with their friends. So parents make mistakes. I understand that. Um, I admired that did the tribute for Steve Irwin and Jane Goodall or whatever her name is. Um, but I think they're okay. I mean, honestly, I think they could have written them a little better. But you know, other than that, they saw the error of their ways, and I really admire them for that. So that's good. It's also the fan theory that Scoot's mom was secretly Fluttershy. Maybe that's tonight, but I'll see what happens for this week. It's fine. I don't mind. If that's fine with me. I mean, so yeah, they're okay. That's what I'll basically say. They're okay. They could have been written a little better, but they saw the error of their ways in the end. They saw that Scootaloo had impacted a lot of ponies, so therefore, yeah, and there was a lot of callbacks. Like the episode nearly had me crying because it was like a flashback to like it reminded me a lot of the Q Mark Crusaders, like Crusaders of the Lost Mark. That's what I was trying to figure out. The Crusaders of the Lost Mark. Was this mind blowing as this? Hell no, not even close. But it reminded me a lot of that episode because it showed the CMCs for who they really were and just how much they have impacted others. Like so many characters were in that final like that what is it, like an event that shows the others that it shows the parents how much they have impacted. We got to actually see that we got to see Derpy in frame for more than 1 second, so I really am glad about that. We saw Babseed. We saw a lot of characters that we have Been waiting so long to see you again. Gabby, uh, so many. Trouble shoes, you name it. But it shows that basically what the CMCs have done as characters. And if that's the final CMC episode, Hasbro blew it out of the water. Like, honestly, that's awesome. Thanks for telling me what to do about that, friend. No problem. I still think Dashi's mom is really a K yearling, and Wendy Whistles is Bo's second wife. I don't think a K yearling, well, Daring Do, technically, is not Rainbow Dash's mother. I believe that is her sister, her long lost sister. Hello, Don. Uh, what do you think Flurry Heart is a real alicorn? Gotta think about that one. I Why wouldn't she be? I mean, she originally came from an alicorn mother, so I find it a little bit of a cop out kind of thing, but I do believe that she is real alicorn. Yes. Do you think that Chancellor has really changed his opinion on the Student Six? It's not that he also, well, minus Sandbar. He doesn't really have a problem with Sandbar. It's mainly the others. God, their names. They're so hard to remember. Asalis, Yona, Smolder, Gallus, and there's one more. Trying to think of all the characters. Shit. Really? Why am I having such a hard time with this? I'm missing one. Shit. God damn it. Who am I missing? You've got to be kidding me. Of course I drop brain fart right now. Jesus Christ. Why am I having such a hard time remembering the character? Oh, that makes me mad. Shit, I can't remember. But there's one more. Just Silverstream. That's the other one. Okay, hang on. Do you think the chance? Okay. According to DWK, Flurry Heart is Cadence's lion biscuit. I don't know what that means. I don't want to know. I'm not sure because Twilight had to be turned into one, but you got to realize she came from an alicorn mother, so that is a possibility. We don't want Sandbar doesn't really count because in the case of Chancellor, he was only against creatures, not not ponies. And Sandbar is a pony. But I guess you're right. Daring Do looks a lot like Rainbow Dash except for the coat, mane, tail, blah 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 blah. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's why I think that's her sister, her long lost sister, because and that's a fan theory that many have thought about. It's basically just grayed up, like it's just a gray color, like black and white changed colors. Like she could have dyed her mane to prevent Rainbow Dash from getting in trouble. She could have been caught by someone and brainwashed. I don't know. That is just an assumption that many bronies have, like how Chrysalis was once an alicorn. Like she could be one of Celestia's lost sisters that was corrupted, which it tends to be a thing because Luna was even corrupted. But this is, yeah, I do believe. Do I think that Chancellor has really changed? Not right out of the gate, no. Because here's the thing: when you commit actions like that, you sometimes have a hard time letting old habits die. Like, is that how the phrase goes? Daring Do is also a daredevil, just the same as Dash. Yeah, exactly. She's an adventurer. Like, I wonder if she's actually met up with Skulu's parents because Skulu's parents are basically adventurers too. Only they hunt for rare creatures. Yes, I'm one of those that thinks Chrissy was an alicorn at one point in her life. To me, cool fan theory, definitely, but I don't feel that's a thing. I mean, Chrysalis has been proven that she's a different kind of thing. If she was corrupted, she'd be kind of in the case of what's her name? The one from Mag's oh god, what's it called? Princess Trixie Sparkle. Uh oh fuck. Estelle, that's her name. Uh in that would be the case of Estelle. Estelle was corrupted, and she's an alicorn. She was turned into an alicorn. Uh, but yeah, I thought Estelle was lost at first, but apparently Mag confirmed that before Estelle was even thought, well, before she was even with Lost and before she even knew Lost, Estelle was thought of. I like your MLP background. Appreciate it. Uh, yeah, all these over here, that's all my plushie collections up there. That's like some Pez figures, like right there and right there. There's some Rainbow Dashes right there and there. There's a Rainbow Dash bank right here where I'm pointing. So many ponies right here that I can't count them all. But okay, it's let me actually. Okay. Adventurer by Slipstorm is another favorite of mine, as well as Pegasus Device and Sky Chaser. I've only heard Pegasus Device. I did a fanfic where Chrissy is actually Celestia and Luna's mother. Yeah, I've heard a fan theory about. Again, sorry about that. My internet decided to be an asshole again, but fixed. But I can't. Oh yeah, I don't think she would be. Well, there's been speculations on that, but I think Celestia and Luna's mother really doesn't even exist. Well, not in this technically. I think that Luna and Celestia were naturally born from like uh like there's been books about this that I think it's that Luna and Celestia were just birthed into Equestria as beings, like the main ones to like control the sun and the moon, but I don't know. That could be speculated a lot. Like fan theories are one of my favorite things to go into, especially in the Five Nights at Freddy's stuff. I mean, I watch Markiplier a lot, and I've seen his playthroughs of the newest one. What is it? Help Wanted. That I love the fan theories behind this, and I love the lore behind it, even though it kind of got off track a little bit at Sister Location. That's where I kind of lost interest. But watching this one, I really liked it. But this, yeah, the whole thing about Chrysalis being secretly being Celestia's mother and well, Celestia and Luna's mother technically is I don't know about that one. I mean, Chrysalis has just been proven to be a totally different character, but it's a good fan theory. I mean, it's fine to have it as a fan theory that's not canon, but it's still good. You watch Markiplier, same. Yeah, there's a lot of people that watch Markiplier. But I mainly watch his horror stuff. Like I like to watch his Scary Games series. I like to watch his, all the horror stuff because, hello, look who you're talking to, a person who delves in grimdark. But yeah, I like fan theories a lot. Fan theories are one of my favorite things about fandoms. Like the ones, it's like that one that I narrated for Scribbler, Interlude. That story had a headcanon that I was not expecting. Because when I read it, I just went straight into it. I didn't even read over it like a dummy. But when I found out that in the story, Octavia is secretly Pinkie Pie's sister, I was like, what? So I looked a little deeper into this, and I found out it was an old fan theory, like from way back in the fandom. I don't know where it actually originated, but it's again, I like fan theories. It's not that bad, but I don't see it matching up honestly. But there's a lot of like fan theories around like certain things in the fandom that I really like. I really like. I like when people speculate about certain things. It really is cool. Like my speculations about how this series is going to end. Like one of my favorite episodes this season is definitely Frenemies. I love that episode because it's the village just playing with each other. Well, that don't sound right, but it's the villains basically playing off of each other. It's so much fun to watch. Like Chrysalis, Turek, and Cozy Glow just playing off each other. It's so much fun. And that was a fun episode to watch. Like, even I loved the tune that was in it. A Better Way to Be Bad, I think is what it's called. Um, but the way that they just play off each other, I have many speculations on where this season is going and how it's going to end. Unfortunately, my theory deals with Chrysalis, Cozy Glow, and Turek getting reformed. But I don't know about Chrysalis. But I just feel that in the end, Grogar's going to get his bell. I mean, come on. The guy's a freaking necromancer that has unlimited power. I mean, there's no way that this is going to go off without him seeing this. I mean, he's too powerful. And if Hasbro treats him like that, I mean, seriously, we're talking a necromancer here. Necromancer, someone who delves in dark magic. Dark magic. Yeah, pretty scary. But I have a feeling how this is going to play out is that in the end, Grogar is going to be way too powerful for them to handle. So basically, what's going to happen is that basically they're going to how do I put this? They're going to basically be forced to join the good side. Maybe not as like more as an alliance than an actual, like, oh, I'm on this team now as, a good guy. But I feel like it's going to be a lot like season 4, like how Discord was turned all evil again and then he was betrayed. Like, I have a feeling that's just going to be the thing. I don't really think this is going to go off without hitch. I mean Grogar's just too powerful, and I don't think that his bell is going to just be kept on, out of frame forever. He's too powerful. But I love the fact that they did the thing with, like, the League of Evil. That's funny. I loved it. Okay, I got some stuff to read. There is a fan theory that Photo Finish is secretly blah, 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 is secretly a Pie sister. That's interesting. I don't see how that works, but I like Frenemies too. I've watched the other MLP generations. The one that stood out to me was My Little Ponytails, which is G1. I enjoyed those three arguing. Yes, me too. I never would have thought Turek would get reformed. There's no confirmation on that yet. Maybe it would be just like until we meet again. For now, our differences. For now, we will forget our differences and we will move on. But until then, until we meet again, this is as far as it's going. Like that kind of thing. Like it's just a part-time thing. Now, Cozy Glow, I don't know where she's going, honestly. What if Gusty the Great is somehow related to Trixie? I really don't know much about Gusty, other than that she breaks wind. Yeah. Mark, Kimmy's a good person. It's fine. You didn't have to delete her comment. That's how she is. I love MLP Tales. That's basically G1. I know he isn't, but I wouldn't expect him to. Probably a better way to put it. I don't know how it's gonna play. I mean, I don't want to see Chrysalis reformed. I don't. Trust me, I do not want to see Chrysalis reformed. But if I have to go by, logic and to see how this is gonna go, I mean, look at what the name of the show is called. Friendship is magic. So even in Frenemies, we saw that Chrysalis was getting a little swayed. I mean, sure, she was like, no, I will not fall for your bullshit. Like that. But I think eventually it's going to get to her and she's going to realize friendship is magic and I'm going to have to turn against these guys. Or I'm going to have to go, I'm just going to have to totally ignore my, what is it? I'm going to have to swallow my pride, basically. If you delete a message, that's fine. You deleted message, you piece of shit. Okay, be an asshole then. Try to cozy, you're annoying, and you snort. Yeah, that's funny. That reminded me a lot of the Trixie and Starlight episode. What was it called? Road to Friendship, I think is what it's called. That one reminded me a lot of when Starlight is telling is telling Trixie that basically she talks in her sleep, and how Trixie comes back and says, "Well, you snore loud," and she says, and that freaking line where she says that she snored so loud that she had her village convinced that she was actually that bears were attacking. Whoa. Jeez. The episode student council could have been renamed Starlight and Trixie Need Couples Therapy. um, on the road to friendship. Okay, that's fine. I had the right thing in mind. I just couldn't think correct. Uh, student council was an interesting episode. That's all I can say. It's a perfect lesson on not to overwork yourself, like myself. That's why I took this break, and I will be probably back at it in probably a couple of weeks. I don't know, but I had to like limit myself to what I was doing. Otherwise, I was going to basically, I was going to basically, kill myself. Well, not kill myself, but like wear myself out. You should stream more. We like talk. We like being able to talk live to you. I think it's fine. I just gotta find time. Sleep because her assistant snores like an Ursa Major. Yeah, that's funny. There's been some pretty big scores this season. Well, that would have been that was last season. That was last season. But that's one of my favorite parts from season 8 was definitely when Trixie confronts Starlight about her snoring. Again, guys, if this happens, if if I am if like freeze for a second, just give me a second. I'll get back to it. It's just my internet. I don't know. I can't control my internet. Uh, lol. Pinky, sleep is for the weak. I don't even recall what episode that's from, but man. T-Rex and Cozy then blamed each other for a bull serpent fighting them. Yeah, that was an interesting new creature. I didn't even know what the hell it was. I'm like, what? This is a new thing. Friendship is witchcraft. How long is this stream anyway? As long as I keep getting questions. Doesn't really matter to me. It's in mythology. A lot of creatures are mythological in the show. Things like T-Rex is a centaur. Well, I think he's a centaur. Iron Will's a minotaur. Other mythological creatures. The Dazzlings. And please do not spoil me on that news special. I've seen that it does exist, but I haven't really even touched it. Cockatrices, hydras, griffins. Yep. Changelings. A changeling is not what it's labeled as in the show. A changeling is actually something totally different. I don't know if there's two, like, you and some other YouTubers inspired me to be a YouTuber. Hey, if I can inspire you, I'm more than happy to inspire you. Alicorns are only things not in mythology. Yeah. Unicorns. Pegasi are well, Pegasus is technically is a mythological creature. Unicorns, I'm not sure if they're mythological. I'm not really sure about that one. Griffins. I'm trying to like recalculate everything in my head. Nightmare Moon was basically an evil pony. So is Sombra. He's like a shadow pony. Season 3 didn't have a villain. Well, actually, it did. It had Disc. I gotta think here. Which one had Discord? I want to say that's season 2, but I always tend to get this incorrect. That would have been Summer would have been season 3. Okay, I had to think hard about that one for a second. Season 2. Okay, there we go. The Return of Harmony. So Discord is season 2. I always think he's season 3 for some stupid reason. I don't know why. Boy. Alicorn. Okay, that's fine. Unicorns are part of Old English mythology. Season 2. My mom in Google says alicorn means a unicorn's horn, but I think it can be both. Unicorns, I think, are older mythological creatures. I'm not sure, honestly. I was never taught this shit in school. The bugbear is also a mythological legend known as the Baku and Chimera. Wasn't it in a story that I recently read? Yeah, it was. Wingake, because that's what put Rainbow Dash. Basically, that's what basically attacked Rainbow Dash and put her into a living hell. Oh man, the things I do. But I'm trying to. But yeah, I always struggle with season 2 and 3. I don't know why, but I do. So Discord is season 2. Somber is King 3. Is season 3. Jeez. So yeah, I always struggle with those two. The Baku is Japanese, if I remember right. Sounds right. Boop boop. I boop you back, Kimmy. Boop. See? But yeah, I really have gained a lot of respect for the Dazzlings. There's also this meme going around with, especially in the not safe for work places, that, what's her name? Hang on, I gotta think. Adagio's breasts basically shrunk. Yeah, it's a meme going around. I don't know if that's a continuity error or if that is a thing that her medallion gave her. After it was destroyed, she lost her breast size. I don't know. And I really don't want to know, honestly. You boot me back, I killed myself. Okay. Let's be careful on that stuff because YouTube tends to be overprotective assholes. I have a giant Rainbow Dash plushie, but the factory messed it up and made her eyes go opposite ways. That's unique. Actually, be glad you've got a unique piece because that actually is a rarity. No pun intended. That's more of a rare piece, and it's hard for it to. Normally, things like that don't happen. They're called errors, like factory errors. Those are worth more money than they are for less value. YouTube sucks now. Yeah, it does. But, ow. But, yeah. Mythological stuff, I was never really taught that much in school. The stuff that we mainly learned was we read. No, God, what's that longest shit thing? The Odyssey. That's what it's called. That thing is. Oh, that was so fucking long, and that's where I first learned about the sirens. Ow. Which in that story, they're basically mythological creatures. Well, they're women. They're basically monsters in the form of women that seduce men. That just seduce the men on the Odyssey. I can't remember the guy's name, honestly. To join them and join them only, and avoid to eventually kill them. We learned about some mythology at the end of the school year. I was taught in, oh God, what grade would that have been? That would have been, I think, 8th or 9th grade, one of the two. For some reason, it's not going down. I know they do. They pulled Mod Station, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's fine. I want to go back in time where YouTube was fun. Yeah, please. Mark, really? Really? Even though technically in the show, they're called the Dazzlings, not the Sirens. But I call them the Sirens. Apple Geek calls them the Sirens. A majority of the bronies call them Sirens. They're basically the Sirens in the form of music, which that's basically what they would seduce the men with, is the music and their singing, which is how I was able to spot it when I watched Dream of Rocks for the first time. I'm like, well, that's basically that's the Sirens. Yeah. There's actually a movie called The Changeling. Yeah, my mom saw it. It's not a scary movie. It's about a child, like a ghost of a child that I guess helps this guy. It's like a old as shit movie, but yeah, it's old. Did you know there are men sirens? Wouldn't doubt it. Sonata is best siren. I don't know. I really don't have a favorite. I will quote everything she says. I don't really know if I have a favorite one. If I had to choose a favorite one, I'd probably choose Adagio because I like her sinisterness. I don't know how they are now after that special. I know it's a song, but I have a feeling they're going to make another appearance. Because even one of the writers of it said that it's build up. They're building up for something big. I don't know what, but maybe the Dazzlings will become good guys. I don't know. I mean, there's not really much they can do. They can't be posed as a threat now because they are, basically ridden of their powers. But who knows? But the most recent Like Equestria Girls one that I saw, this was absolutely funny. My friend Mark and I, Mark in the chat, we watched not Forgotten Friendship. It's Spring Breakdown, and oh my god, you see when Mark does reactions, he does like this setup prior, and he had the Titanic as one of the things. Like he had it as just basically a ship joke because we have a ship counter. Basically, every time we say ship, yes, basically the ship counter is whenever we say ship in an episode, which relationship, if you don't know what that means. Basically, when we say ship, we're shipping two characters. It's for fun, and it's just more of a joke than anything. So he puts the Titanic as basically a joke. Well, we watch freaking Spring Breakdown, and the main thing it's referencing is freaking Titanic. And I'm just laughing because he did it prior to watching it. So we're like, how did you manage to do that? I really enjoyed Spring Breakdown too because how did the fact that the Storm King actually got into the Equestria Girls universe, that's pretty cool. Even though the Storm King was probably one of the worst villains. Is it bad that Discord is my favorite MLP character? He's one of my least favorites, but that's just my opinion. It's not a bad thing. A lot of people love Discord. Have you seen the channel called Paranormal Files? No. I want to eat tacos now. I would go for some tacos. Well, Rara Jack is in EG is now canon. I've heard about this. I've heard about something to do with that. But the thing is, in Spring Breakdown, basically, Mark really, basically, Rarity falls for this guy that's meant to be just basically, he's got one of the most annoying voices ever produced in the show. What was his name? Ragmuffin, I think was his name. I talked to Wubcake about it, and she said she absolutely hated his character, and I don't blame her honestly. His voice is annoying, but it got some laughs. He's meant to basically represent Jack Dawson from the Titanic, and Rarity was meant to represent Rose. I like his power to make chocolate milk rain. Back in my day as a child, when I was a chocolate milk fanatic, I would have been all over that. Titanic went down though. My cousin is always talking to me about the car on board. Okay. I know it did go down, but it references it so well because the ship that they're, well, yacht technically, that they're on, the place where it hits is right where the Titanic was struck by the iceberg, or many speculate it was hit by a missile, or, well, not a missile, a torpedo. Geez, stupid me. Or that it was weakened. I don't know. It's all in speculation. Than the Flim Flam Brothers. No, the Flim Flam Brothers are definitely worse. I mean, con artists, yeah, annoying. I'm 12, so what's my dream for it? To chocolate milk rain. To rain chocolate milk. It's an up and downer for me. I mean, I used to drink chocolate milk like it was going out of style, but it's just not really my thing anymore. I mean, it's just like how I used to eat sweets like crazy, but nowadays I can't eat sweets because it hurts my teeth. So I can't eat sweets. Theory that the Titanic struck a mine. Yeah, because at the time I think there was a war going on and it could have been hit. But it could have been hit by a missile, but or not fucking missile, a freaking torpedo. God. Jeez. But my favorite EG special so far is definitely probably Forgotten Friendship was definitely a good one. I mean, I really enjoyed the episode, or not the episode, but the special. I loved the ending when Sunset basically sacrifices her own memories so that they wouldn't forget hers. That is powerful. Sweets are bad for you anyway. Fruit is a better alternative. Fruits and sweets hurt my teeth regardless. Mostly what I eat is mainly, easy stuff. Ham sandwiches, pizza, anything I can basically get my hands on. I love that too. Forgotten Friendship was really good. Definitely really good. Probably one of the best, if I had to be honest. I think my favorite short has got to be the Pinkie Pie one, where basically, what is it called? Coinky Dink World. That's it. It's a song. I mean, that's a fun song. It reminds me of the '50s. It reminds me of like that old like that greaser style rock and roll. Again, guys, just give me a second to refresh this, and it should be fine. Titanic went down in 1912. First World War was 1914. Oh, jeez. Okay. Okay, I didn't miss anything. On Netflix, Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy sing Happy Birthday. That's on YouTube as well. I think that's where it actually originally started, was YouTube. It was a thing that they made for, oh god. I think they just made it for fun. Mainly for if you were wishing somebody a happy birthday. Excuse me. But let me talk about yesterday's episode. I had to be sure. If you guys have not seen this, you might want to either one, mute this, or just go elsewhere. Today's or today, yesterday's episode was fantastic, along the lines of freaking Crusader to the Lost Mark. I mean, what more could you ask for? It reminded me so much of Crusaders of the Lost Mark. It was sickening. Not the fact that it wasn't musical at all, but it had that feel to it. Probably number one on my list of best episodes of this season. The worst by far has got to be I gotta think here. Oh geez. There was one that I really didn't care for that much. God, what was it? Um, God, I can't remember. Wow. Um, God. Uh, Jeez. Yeah, I can't remember at the moment. But there's one this season that hasn't really stuck well with me. No, The Last Crusade was fantastic. Episode names. Oh, it was the Starlight and Trixie one. Shit. Uh what was that one called? Fuck. Shit. But basically, that one is probably my least favorite of the season. Not saying it was bad. It's just it wasn't that good. Honestly, it was not that good. Student Council. Yep, that's it. That's the only one that I really didn't think was the mind blower this season. It wasn't bad at all. Not bad at all. It just is the one that doesn't really amount to my highest expectations this season. It's not a bad episode, it's just my least favorite. My favorite is definitely The Last Crusade so far. Second would be Frenemies, and I think third, Jesus, I gotta think. She's All Yak, probably. I mean, don't get me wrong, the one with the Smolder, Sweet and Smoky, really good redeeming episode for freaking Garble. Garble, I just wanted to beat the living shit out of him. But I love how the episode implies that bullies behind all of the, stoicism and their personification of a jerk, they are really good people. They just bully you because it makes them feel good. It protects them from being bullied themselves. Trust me, from someone who dealt with bullying for 5 years, 6 years straight, yeah, I know how it feels. I know what it's like. And let me tell you what, bullies don't mess with me anymore. Once I grew up and I became the 6'2" giant, yeah, they didn't mess with me anymore. They just left me alone, which is good. Anything else? Ah, jeez, ouch. Oh, jeez. What did you think of going to Seed? I liked Granny and Goldie's words in that one. That one was really fun, actually. I I actually liked, like Prince Whatever put it perfectly. When he made that parody of What's New Scooby Doo, What's New Apple Bloom, that was fantastic. I'm like, dude, you just brought my freaking childhood back to life, man. Like that was one of my favorite themes back in the day, back when I was just a little sparrow. And man, that just shot back memories and nostalgia. Man, just so fucking good. The episode definitely wasn't mind blowing, but it was definitely fun. Like it was like in the area of like PPOV, like Pony Point of View. To me, I found Pony Point of View just a fun episode. Same thing with this one. It was more fun than it was like a whole like one that you had to analyze like 110%. It was just a fun episode to watch, honestly. That's how I look at it. Making yeah, making Smolder and Garble brother and sister, I find it stupid and just came out of nowhere. I like it. I think it's okay. Kind of makes sense because they're dragons. One of my favorite episodes of the whole show is when Rainbow Dash discovers she likes to read. Read and weep. By the way, I'm going into sixth grade with no friends. What do I do? Man, my internet is usually not this buggy. I don't know why the fuck it's being so idiotic. But basically, I found going to Seed just fun. Like honestly, it was fun. Oh yeah, Read It and Weep. That was what I was on. Read It and Weep was okay. And then you said something about sixth grade. Just try to make friends. Honestly, just try to make friends. It's the best thing you can do. Uh, Me, when I was in sixth grade, I was basically one, dealing with my epilepsy, and two, minding my own business. I was always one like Twilight. That's why I like Twilight. Twilight references to me a lot. Well, doesn't reference me, but she's a lot like me. Like back in the day, I didn't talk to anybody. I just kept to myself. I didn't want anybody involved. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I was just a complete loner. I was the one who was sitting in alleyways reading books to myself and wasn't bothering anybody else, but got picked on for it because I was the teacher's pet. But best way I can say. Read and Weep to me was a pretty good episode. It really brought Dash's character to life a little bit more. Dash is my favorite character, as you can probably tell with all the freaking Rainbow Dash shit around. But she's my favorite. Bookworm sounds like Madame Macabre. Yeah, Pinkie Pie and Twilight relate to me. Hello, Warcolt. How are you doing? Oh yeah, I remember you. You're from a stream like way back. But yeah, Twilight symbolizes me a lot, and I think Fluttershy would be the second one that really represents me. I'm a mixture of a lot of the main six. Like Twilight was me back when I was very very young. Like I didn't bother anybody, and I was very shy. So Fluttershy, there you go. But I'm also a generous person when I want to be. Like I am generous and kind. So again, Fluttershy. Uh, Generosity, loyalty is another thing. I can be loyal. I can be honest. I can't tell a lie for shit, so I have no reason to lie. So I'm a mixture of the main six. Honestly, I am. I have a lot of traits of the main six, but it's hard to. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Sorry I haven't been watching your streams. I've been pretty busy. Laugh face. You're cool, dude. Don't worry about it. Honestly, it's not your job to come watch my streams. It's totally up to you. Ah, jeez. How do I relate to Dash? Loyalty. I'm loyal when I want to be, and normally pretty am loyal to my family and my friends. But Dash is that as far as Dash's like her tomboyish attitude go, as far as as her tomboyish part of her personality goes, I am not tomboyish at all. Me, I'm normally an introvert, and I really just keep to myself. I know that's not a good lifestyle, but basically, I really don't like to do anything. I don't like big crowds. I don't like that kind of crap. I'm an introvert. I have high anxiety. I'm heavily shy. Like, it's like when I message good friends of mine and I'm like, I hope I'm not bothering you or anything. You know, like when I haven't messaged them forever, I'm like, I hope I ain't bothering you or anything. I don't want to bother you. You know, I'm afraid that I'm bothering somebody. And I don't like to bother people. I don't like to get into anybody else's business. You know, on accident. I know it's an accident, and humans are humans, but I don't know. I just don't like that. It's like I talked to Wubcake recently, and I said, you know, I'm sorry I've been quiet, but you know, I just don't want to bother you. And she said, no, you're cool. Uh, yeah, I'm a lot like Fluttershy, but I'm a mixture of the main six. Like Twilight, you guys know what I am. I'm a narrator. I read a lot. I have Rarity's generosity. I will be generous if the person that I'm helping needs help. Like you know that scene from oh god, which Manhattan episode is this? I think this is Rarity Takes Manhattan. When she's basically one overworking herself. This is the Siri Polymer episode, yeah. The Siri Polymer episode. So I think that's Rarity Takes Manhattan. Um God. It's so hard to remember all these episodes. But I can be Rarity when I want to be. I'm not, but it's not the side of like the fashionista part of things. No, it's it's mainly the generosity. Like the aspects of their elements, I am a lot of in many ways. I'm I'm loyal. I'm honest. I'm generous. I'm you know I wouldn't say magical, but I'm a lot like Twilight's personality. Easily get anxiety over the stupidest shit. Easily panic, and I Twilight a lot when something is not right. Like if I feel like I'm messing up on something, I will definitely start freaking out. I'm pretty secluded myself. I live by myself in a school bus and only leave to get gas for my generator and get food as well as booze. Not a good lifestyle, dude. I said that because in a lot of of the show is Fluttershy saying sorry and oh, okay. Yeah, but I'm not. I am not. I'm not a freaking. I'm not a doormat. I will stand my ground. I will stand my ground, and I will let people know when I am not pleased. You me a verb. Okay, made a hashtag. I also have a job I do online. I'm slowly working up there, but yeah, it's my life is a very introverted one, but there's not really anything to do up here. Where I live is literally the mountains. I don't have any like solid anything to do. I can't get a job because social security income. I don't have any friends. All my friends have moved away, but I'm still friends with them regardless. Like one's coming down on the first week of July. We're gonna go to a card shop, play some Magic the Gathering. That's going to be fun. It's not easy in regards to turning YouTube into a job. YouTube is a job. YouTube honestly is a job. And to people who don't see YouTube as a job, they need to really look at it another way. One, you get paid for it if you're lucky. Two, you make work. And yeah, there's a lot to it that it proves it's a job. It's not easy. I mean, on the last stream that I did for editing, I kind of lost my marbles. I was basically editing and I came across like clicks that I had missed in like the previous editing sessions. And there was one point where I did this laugh that even scared me after I was watching through it. And I was like, okay, it's time for a break because if I don't take a break, I am going to lose my shit. So I need to back off. And so I did. That's my the last brony hater who teased me didn't turn out too well. Of course they don't. Look at Markiplier who has YouTube as a job. Yeah. But he also has things like, Twitch, Google advertising, a crap ton of shit. He's got a lot of resources and many other ways to make money than YouTube's bullshit. But yeah. And I tried YouTube just for fun. Like, I saw some of my friends were doing it, so I'm like, why not? Let's try it. So the first video I upload, oh my god, I cringe so bad at it. Like, it's a guitar cover. I clearly make a mistake, and I'm like, oh. Plus, the camera quality is terrible. But I think we all start out rough around the edges. So it's not wrong to have for your first video to be terrible. That's part of being a YouTuber. Now, if you start a secondary channel and your stuff looks like shit, then you got a problem. Because your first channel is where it's supposed to learn, and YouTube is the beginning. We all make mistakes. Yep, we do, and that's just human nature. Ouch. By the way, I want to credit the artist for the current thumbnail. That's by Wubcake. I mean, here's what happened that day. I was just messaging her, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, here comes a message saying, "Oh, I drew your OC, by the way." And I'm like, thanks? Like, I was completely confused. I'm like, oh, she drew my OC. I don't know how to feel. And I asked her, why did you draw this? What did I do to deserve this? And she just said that she was bored. So she just drew my OC. I'm like, well, I appreciate it. I'll be sure to credit you every time I use it. Which I'll probably link her later on when I add the stuff to this description. I don't tend to do that at first. So yeah, that's just the thing. So thank you, Wubcake, for that. And also, happy birthday to Goody Serenade. Today is Goody Booty's birthday, and he doesn't matter how old he's turning, he's just happy birthday, buddy, and hopefully it was a memorable one. Fable drew mine. What's her name? Shit. Fable Heart, that's her name. I got a commission from AJAP, Autistic Pony, whatever you want to call him, for a tag by Fable. It's currently hanging up there, like it's right up here on my wall, and it's a thing of my OC. If you saw the unboxing, well, technically not an unboxing video, but yeah, it's like a letter it's like a thing that I got from Fable Heart. If you haven't watched that, go back and watch it. It's not that long. I had just barely woken up. So if I sound a little grumpy, I realize I just woke up. Was apparently pissing people off of something she posted about someone. Now her EQG fanfic Discord server is gone now. It's not that her server is gone. It's only limited to Patreon. So patrons are only allowed there. YouTube is hard. I've been here for a while. I'm not doing so good. You'll start out low. You're just going to start out very, very rough around the edges. And you're going to have a hard time getting off the ground. For me, it took quite a while. I had to find basically what I wanted to do on YouTube first. Well, not what I wanted to do, but what would work. Because I didn't know how YouTube had worked at the time. So what I did was I tried a few things. First thing was guitar covers. That didn't work out. So then I tried reactions. This was when I really got into the pony fandom. And it worked for a while. One video was really doing good. But then it like started to lose, and my setup was just terrible. But that wasn't enough. Then I just tried narration for fun, and boom, it was a literal shot in the dark, and it worked. I want to be an animator and a gamer. Animation is not easy, depending on what kind of animation you want to get into. Gaming, only part about that's the hard part is the fact that copyright is a thing, and you know how YouTube is with copyrights. They're assholes. It's like I got tagged for on a video that was considered non-advertiser friendly because it had what was the point of it? Because it had a freaking child on the front. That was the thing. In the thumbnail there was a child. Yeah. That was the thing. I made an animation, but it's bad. Things are going to be bad at first. Like, do you think that do you truly think that Walt Disney made a perfect animation at first, or hand drawn animation at the time? Do you think that Lost started out with fantastic, work that she's able to do now? No, she started out very rough. Her first reading ever was Silent Ponyville 2. There's a reason she did a redux. Well, here's how the copyright system on YouTube works. Basically, it goes by, it randomizes basically by titles, thumbnails, and descriptions. Literally, that's all they do. That's how their copyright system works, and why it's randomly always tagging videos falsely for like false copyright claims and all that shit. Like, I've gotten so many copyright claims that are false, I had to dispute them. Like, there was one where they copyrighted one of the music tracks. This music track was from like 2 years before, and this music track that they were claiming what I was using was from release on that day. I'm like, people, just look at the release, just look at the date that this was released, and look at the date that your fucking music was released. False. And that was it. So that's pretty much it. But yeah, YouTube is kind of a starting point. It's not a permanent thing, unless you're someone like Markiplier or PewDiePie or Jacksepticeye. People like that, yeah, YouTube is their job. That's their main source. The thing is, how YouTube works is like this. A hot topic is what gets the most views. This is why cat videos get more views over something actually good. That's how YouTube works. It's like I can make a video that is legitimately awesome, and it gets like 100 views compared to a cat video that's 5 seconds long that gets over 1 million. That's how it works. The reason why my videos got so many views back in like 2016, 2017 is because that's when My Little Pony was really at its hype. At the time when it was at its most, at its peak. That's the best way to put it. That's when it was at its peak. So that's why it was so popular and why it got so many views. Because copyright. Because My Little Pony was a big thing, especially Grimdarks. Because Cupcakes was around, Rainbow Factory was around. What's some other big ones? The one that I think is the most horrible, Rocket to Insanity. One of the best that I've ever read was definitely Awoken. Well, I didn't read it, but I listened to Scribbler's reading of it. I think that's the best Rainbow Factory one. Well, Rainbow Factory based fanfic. And Scribbler did a fantastic job. I don't even think Awoken was like, well, Awoken. Bleh. I don't really count my own fic as better, even though it was different. And I always put originality into anything that I write. That's a must. That's pretty much the one. I have a question. Why did you go from guitar covers to narration? Because guitar covers just weren't working. That's basically it. But I still do guitar covers, but only occasionally, just for fun. I did an SFM of Lost Reading for Rocket to Insanity. Rocket to Insanity to me was shit. The fanfic, I mean. The fanfic was horrifying. And I don't mean in a horror way. I mean it was terrible. Horribly written, rushed as fuck. I hated that fic. And trust me, I read it. I read the whole thing. And it was horrifying. It was horribly written. The grammar is terrible. How it's written is rushed as freaking hell. And the dialogue is just so weird. Best way to put it. All it's really about, not to mention the main six minus Dash, are out of character so badly. Like there's a point in the story where Applejack, instead of helping Rainbow Dash, she yells at her and tells her basically, "Oh, get it together. You don't need to worry about this. You just need to do what I tell you." Literally, instead of helping her in her state of uh, sleep deprivation and you know, having, not the right mindset. Instead of helping her, she just yells at her. I'm like, really? This is horrible. Like the characters are completely out of character. The grammar is terrifying, and it's rushed as hell. Even the ending is just stupid. I find it horrible. Scribbler's comic dub is definitely better because Scribbler knows how to freaking write a good story. But I don't know why it got as I actually no, I know why it got as much credibility as it did. Because it's related to Cupcakes, which was a huge, huge grimdark at the time. Still is a huge grimdark. But and since it's related to it, people immediately assume it's good. Read it first. It's horrible. Horrible. I love the alternate ending that was made where it was all just a nightmare. Honestly, it would have ended better like that. Honestly. But the best story that I ever read, oh boy, that's a toughie. What is honestly the best one that I've ever read? There it is again. What the fuck? I swear, I'm not doing this on purpose. You guys saw that, right? That little dot. I swear, I've got freaking ghosts in here. That is creepy. I don't know why it does that. Mindless Gonzo did a reading of it, by the way. Blech. But the best reading I've ever done, boy, oh boy, oh boy, that's a toughie. Because the best story that I have ever had the opportunity to actually read, yikes, that wasn't my own, because I'm not counting my own. God, there's so many. Like Grogar, a heartwarming horror story was good, definitely. Another good one would have been What Have You Done? Me, that was a good one. The one I'm currently reading right now, A Process of Elimination, that one's fucking good. Fantastic story so far. The orb, yeah, you saw that, right? And it just disappears. My favorite story is "Can't Stand to Be Apart," which was on the channel on this channel. We do have a ghost, but it's my grandfather. He's he's mostly a trickster, so I don't think that's a problem. I'm not worried about it. Grr. Can't Stand to Be Apart was fucking messed up. That one was messed up. Like I can't even express how messed up that was. Now Scribbler's version, I listened to it, and I'm not bragging nor being biased, but I honestly think mine was better. It's not that I found Scribbler's horrible. It's just I found mine better. It was better. I just think that the atmosphere was much better, and even though I voiced the characters, I just feel there was a lot more in mine that made more sense and was just better portrayed. Remember that idiot that thought you ripped off Scribbler when it came to yeah. I have a ghost of a little girl in my house. I'm friends with her. Oh no 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 no. But I'm glad I'm not the only one seeing these little anomalies. I mean, God. CMC, let's commit whatever the fuck that is. So we're never apart. Even that scene in yesterday's episode where basically Apple Bloom uses that one potion to put them together, I said perfectly. I said this. I said this reminds me of Can't Stand to Be Apart because, well, hello, they're together by flesh basically, and there's a scene where they actually do cut their flesh to remain together, but that's still not enough in the story. That part made me kind of. You saw a dot earlier, by the way. And trust me, I've seen enough ghost documentaries to know how orbs move. The fact that that moved like, from there and it went like whoosh, that is not how like dust particles move. That's how an orb moves. But the last time it was creepy as shit. Because it went like from down here into my lap, then it kind of went up into the heart area and kind of did a swirl. That was definitely a ghost anomaly. Sorry to people who don't believe in ghosts, but I know ghosts are real for fact. Because when I was young, I had this little thing that I got for my birthday. It was like a little mini RC kind of thing, remote controlled, uh, for like quad thing. This thing was running around all by itself. We even took the batteries out, and it was still running around all by itself. And if you don't know, spirits can produce energy. So, yeah, I know the ghosts exist for a fact. Seppuku is Japanese ritual suicide by katana. Okay, I know what a katana is. That's a sharp blade. The Japanese practiced it during World War II in order to avoid surrender and shaming their family and clan. Sounds lovely. But I've really been thinking over this break, should I get more into doing creepypastas? That's something I've really been wanting to do. But I don't know what creepypastas are good. The thing that I have planned for October is, well, I have a few things planned for October. I'm kind of debating on what I want to choose for October because I've got a few fics. One of them being part of like that survey series, the one about that one with like Twilight in the thumbnail all green, like night vision style with red eyes and the word goodbye at the bottom. It's part of that series. I think this is that's the second to the last one of that series. Um, I have another one, the one that I posted on my community tab as a sneak peek. This one, I'm still working on editing it because here's normally how my writing process goes. It goes like this: I write something, and it's the rough draft. Then it ends up being completely different. It ends up being entirely what I wrote. I had a really cool idea before for this, but it ended up being something totally different. So I'm writing it to be more specific and betterly written rather than shitty. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna choose this year. I think I'm gonna do creation for sure. Um, the apple bloom one, hmm, I'm not sure yet. I think I'm gonna do it regardless, and I've got plenty of time. I just need to get my ass to freaking editing it, so that I can eventually, because I've got the lines for it. I've got the lines, and I've got things that I need for it. So I've already got one that's like sunset shimmer based. I need to get to editing that one. I've got a Celestia based one that's not grimdark. I need to get to editing that one. See what I mean? I've got a lot on my plate. Again, sorry about that. Internet's just being an asshole tonight. Yes, and I'll animate them when it's all done, like the one of yours I did with Chrysalis and Starlight. Hmm. I also have a creature that looks like it's made of wood and bones around here. Probably why I got property for only $10. Sounds like a Timberwolf. Sounds like a mystical construction. I can't read. Construct gone horribly wrong. Ah, jeez. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Fucking internet. Ugh. Sorry about my internet, guys. It's just an asshole when it wants to be. Weird that it does it only with this. I don't know why, but it does. Excuse me. But I can't remember what I was talking about. There it is again, right there. Whoosh. Down it goes. But yeah, I've got a lot planned for Halloween. I'm just not sure. Well, technically, Month of Macabre. I'm just not sure what ones I want to do. I've got all that I need for one of them. The second one is still kind of a work in progress. But yeah, I've got some work to do. Definitely. That's why over this break I've really been thinking about, what I could do to change things up because I want to branch out a little bit now that friendship is magic is kind of becoming a less talked about topic. I want to do things different. Like I want to do other things other than just My Little Pony. Even though that is what the channel is based around, I want to do other things. Like you've seen how also hello Arcanum, but you guys have seen how people like Scribbler have been, branching out a little bit. Like she's been doing stuff for like what's it called? Kingdom Hearts. She's been doing stuff for Kingdom Hearts while keeping on My Little Pony, but she's been changing up a little bit. Like she's been doing stuff so that she can stay on topic. Like she can keep doing things, but other than that, yeah. FNAF. The thing is, I really don't know much about Five Nights at Freddy's. I know certain like things within the lore, like how the games all reveal something new. Uh, all the way up to Five Nights at Freddy's 4. Was it 4? Five Nights at Freddy's 4 was, I think, the last place that I really learned about the lore. Five Nights at Freddy's 4 was about a child that was basically having nightmares. That had to do with, I think, the bite of 87 or something like that. It had to do with the tragedy of a child. So I don't think it was the bite of 80. Blah, blah, blah. I don't believe that was the bite of 87 though. I think it was like the bite of 83. Like there was two of them. That was the bite of 83. Yeah. So that's what that had to do with. Uh, God, I'm trying to remember all the shit that was in that game. But yeah, it was just basically about that child going through the nightmares because his brother was a fucking asshole. I mean, literally, who would do that? But whatever. Yeah, the brother was a giant dick that basically tortured him by basically making him live his fear. It gave him nightmares, and this is what you're experiencing when you play the night. His nightmares, like how Foxy, when you close the doors, turns back into a plushie. That signifies that if he doesn't look at Foxy, he doesn't fear it. So the more he doesn't look at Foxy, the more he sees him less of a threat. But the more he lets Foxy go on, he turns into a monster again. The others basically are challenges at the doors. The only one I really don't know much about is Night. What is his name? Nightmare Fred. Nightmare Fredbear, something like that. The one that basically you open the door, you close it, and you don't even speculate. Well, basically after the Bite of 83, the Bite of 83 tells the story about that kid, and when he goes into the hospital, if you defeat, oh, is it night 8 or is that nightmare mode? I want to say it's nightmare mode. That you defeat one of those knights, and you basically approach night. Technically that'd be Fredbear, like Golden Freddy. That's what he looks like, and he basically tells him, you're not alone here, and I'm sorry for killing you, but you're not alone here. And then the child dies because you hear the flat line in the background. Very chilling. But so many secrets are in these games. Like, I can't believe how much Scott actually puts into them. The place where I really lost track. Okay, I did not know if the Joy of Creation was actually made by Scott, or if it was just a thing that was made by a fan, like a fan made game. Because there's so many fan made stuff. Like there was a My Little Pony one, Five Nights at Pinky's. Uh, I don't have Steam. Well, there are millions of creepy pastas out there. Oh, do another kid show. The kid is actually in the hospital. Okay, that's fine. Springtrap was in Five Nights at Freddy's 3. And Five Nights at Freddy's 3 was to signify, I think, Purple Guy's part of the story. Like how he got into the suit of Springtrap and I think was killed? The Joy of Creation, I really don't know all about because I never really watched that one. I figured it was just a fan made one, so I didn't really even watch it. But if I had to speculate, I think it would be about the Bite of 87 because the Bite of 87 was never addressed. And that's like the main story behind Five Nights at Freddy's. Show me! Fucker. Okay, you're not freezing up on me, are you? Okay, good. Oh, jeez. Okay, so the Joy of Creation was made by somebody else. See, and Scott is the main creator of it, so I'd rather have that be a thing than actually going off by a fan theory because while I do enjoy fan theories, I'd rather go by what, the original creator has because then it's all canon. But Sister Location, that's where I kind of got lost in the lore. Sister Location apparently is supposed to be about the story before the Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, 3, and 4. That is basically what the Joy of, well, not the Joy of Creation. That's what basically Sister Location is supposed to specify. That Sister Location is supposed to be about what happened before the Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, 3, and 4 timeline. Because it goes back in time. Like, I think the thing with Sister Location was that you were Purple Guy, and I really don't know. That's the hard part. Like, that's the hard part of the lore. You don't really know who you are playing as in Sister Location. If I had to think, it would be Purple Guy because there's a cutscene in that where there's this purple guy that just walks to work all the time, and slowly but surely he becomes this monster. The purple guy hid from the ghost in the spring bodysuit, and the suit went off on him, creating Springtrap. So his spirit is possessed inside of the animatronic. But I think Sister Creation takes place before Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Like this takes place in a totally different location before Freddy Fazbear's Pizza was created. built technically. But that one's a lot more nerve wracking because I think the hardest one is definitely when you have to go into where Ballora is, and you have to slowly but surely, or is that oh god, what's the name of it? The Foxy basically. The one that you have to do the light beacon thing without getting too close to it, and if you flash too close, it'll kill you. That is nerve wracking. Like I even in this new one, Help Wanted, which is supposed to be, I think this is supposed to be after Sister Location, and it has to do with something to do with the purple guy again. Like it's spelling out his story a little bit. Funtime Foxy, yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. That one is fucking creepy and challenging. Like you have to get across a fucking room, and pray to God that you don't, because when you come to Ballora, do you go into her domain that much in the main game? I don't think you do. But there's one where you have to be careful because Ballora, the way that you sense that Ballora is coming towards you is you listen for her music. There's one where Baby is helping you to determine where Ballora is. Like if she's right in front of you, you stop. Otherwise, you're in trouble. But you don't listen to Baby because Baby is the bad animatronic. She'll kill you and basically take over your body. That's kind of sinister. But the whole lore part of like Sister Location and beyond is like the parts where I'm like, huh? But I guess this takes place before Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, 3, and 4, technically. Like that's the only thing that I can really speculate. Michael Afton is the one that the purple guy. That's the purple guy. Scoop by entered, and his body decayed, making him purple. Then the body left Michael, and Baby's voice promised him that he wouldn't die. Okay, so he was scooped by Innard. Okay, so that means that he was killed. And his body decayed, making him purple. Then the robot left Michael. So Innard left him, and at the end, basically, that's what happens. Innard finds you. And Baby's voice promised him that he wouldn't die. Like Baby, I speculate it could be either one of the children or maybe a daughter. That's one of a fan. I know that's one of the fan theories. Funtime Freddy gave me nightmares for weeks. Oh, that little shit. Yeah. Like Thrice, I like Ballora's theme. Also, Innard takes your body. I thought that was Baby that takes your body if you get scooped. Because Innard is fucking creepy. It's like an incomplete animatronic. Like, I'm not scared of animatronics, normally. But I am... I don't know. Baby's voice was fucking creepy. Like, Baby's voice gave me the chills. Like, especially at the end when you disobey her and she basically goes, "Why didn't you listen to me?" And you basically end up playing Five Nights at Freddy's 1. Technically. Kind of, sort of. But yeah, there's a lot of lore behind Five Nights at Freddy's. The newest one, that's a toughy one to really determine where the timeline takes place. Because in this one, you're basically a guinea pig playing something that is supposedly it has its bugs. And basically the whole idea of like the game design is you're not supposed to go into places where like the tapes are, and it spells out a story that one of the beta testers, basically got into shit that he wasn't supposed to get into, and this girl logs all this crap, and it tells you that you basically have to terminate this new animatronic, which is oh shit, what do they call him? Glitch. God damn it, Glitch Trap, I think is his name. And there's already speculations on the ending with the door, because if you look on it, there's like these fingerprints of like someone like big hands, not small hands. This is not for kids. And many are speculating that when you defeat Glitch Trap, you basically trap him in the form of an well, not an animatronic, but a plushie. Um, but others are speculating that he traps you, that you're trapped wherever he takes you, because even he goes like shh, meaning be quiet or I'm going to kill you. I don't know what this spells out, nor what it's supposed to mean. I think it means that you could possibly be one of the characters from Sister Location. I don't know. It's hard to determine really because it has all the games in it. It has a lot of secrets. I don't think it would take place in the future because it wouldn't make any sense. Um, but the new one I think takes place before Purple Guy, possibly. Like maybe it's Baby's story. I don't know. It's hard to determine. But I really never paid attention to the one. The simulator one, the pizzeria simulator. That one I never really paid attention to, but I have a feeling that one takes place before Sister Location or after. I don't know. It's really hard to tell sometimes. Aaron was a chimera of all the other animatronics. Okay, that's a living nightmare. Oh my god, you're right. Innard is video game baby. Um, I don't know. Did you know Disney shut down a daycare because Mickey and Minnie were painted on the wall? Okay. Don't know why that's a bad thing, but okay. Disney has those sorts of dark secrets. But, uh, well, Five Nights at Freddy's is definitely Five Nights at Freddy's is definitely an interesting topic. Definitely. It's kind of just I don't know the full story behind it. I know most of the story between like 1, 2, 3, and 4. Like 1 is basically the starting point. I don't think even Scott intended for Five Nights at Freddy's to go as far as it did. It just got so much attention and so much, speculation on the lore and each of the characters, who they are, what they were possessed by, why they are doing what they are doing. Then the second game came along, and I think it didn't really have any lore to it until the third game with Springtrap. Because the second game actually had Balloon Boy, which is a little pain in the ass, along with like the other animatronics, like shit, basically the prototypes of Bonnie, Foxy. Well, technically that'd be Mangle, uh, but Bonnie, Chica, blah 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 blah. The main animatronics. There's like prototypes of them that make them look more sinister, in my opinion, but they're supposed to look more nice. I mean, I don't really know much about that, but I know that it goes very, very far into like very specific things. Ennard has blue eyes, and so does the baby in the minigame. So what I believe is after the baby killed the little girl, she was scrapped, but not completely dismantled. Like I said, there's a lot of fan theories around it. I think baby could have possibly been his daughter or maybe another victim. I mean, I don't know much about Purple Guy or where his timeline matches up. Like they say in Sister Location, you are playing as Purple Guy, which, if by what you said, Devil Dog, about about the Purple Guy getting scooped, that definitely could be a thing. But the thing is, if you disobey baby, you get to go into the Five Nights at Freddy's version, and that's basically how you get the good ending, to where you don't die. But the thing is, even if you get the other ending, Ennard follows you home, and yeah. I don't know what happens after that, but it does. That's how it ends. I don't know. I think even the soap opera that he watches on the TV has hidden messaging behind it too, because that could be a thing. But I don't know. There's a lot of lore behind it, like a lot. Well, Purple Guy does have a name. His name is Michael Afton. Is that what you said? Let me see. Uh, Michael Afton. But William Afton, okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, that's his actual name. And in Sister Location, there are cutscenes of him. Like at first, he's all happy and go lucky. Then by the end of the game, he turns into a monster. And the pink guy is William Afton. Who's the pink guy? See what I mean? I don't really know much about the purple dude. Purple guy I know is who murdered the kids. I've seen animation, like I've seen like fan animations of it, fan movies of it. Like there's a channel I currently follow that does like all of these freaking like movies. Secret Force Studio, I think is what it's called. But I watched like a fan made Five Nights at Freddy's movie that they made that focused on the ending to, oh god, which one was that? Five Nights at Freddy's 4, I think. The one where it ends with the box that's locked. That still hasn't been solved, like what it's supposed to mean. There's a pink guy. Pink guy was seen in FNAF 2, and he was the murderer. I don't recall this. Maybe I have to rewatch the playthroughs. What if the baby animatronic has the soul of the character's wife? Ooh. Then a glitch in the robot's design made her kill her daughter. The thing is, her voice. It sounds more like a child to me. That doesn't sound like a wife. Like she'd have a much more adult voice than a child voice, but I don't know. Speculations. Speculations. The LC is actually colored with their color hex codes. Oh, my OC. I want to know what's in that box so bad. I think the point of that is to keep those secrets hidden. Like in this fan animation movie thing, is that basically the box was what they went after. And Michael Afton is still alive. Michael and William. So they go after them and basically burn the place to the ground. They tried to go after the box, but they couldn't in time. It's very sad and very, yeah, but it's good. It's very well done. It's done in SFM form, but it's really good. Honestly, it was actually really good. And her vocabulary is too sophisticated to be a child's. Um, I'm not talking like a young child. I'm talking maybe a teenager. Maybe a teenager to, I don't know. Like I said, speculations. But I'd be up for that. I mean, FNAF is really a good one, but there's the fanfics mostly stick around the same shit. Like I've been asked to read one called Balloons, which is basically a My Little Pony version of FNAF, which FNAF is really just basically the same stuff over and over again. So there's really not really any fan fiction that could really, I don't know, really capitalize on what it is, unless it has something to do with like a fan theory story or like something outside the box. Oh my god, my voice is actually getting a little sore. But yeah. And creepypastas, I've been really thinking about it, and I really do want to start doing creepypastas because creepypastas are actually really fun. Like I do those narration live streams all the time with friends, and yeah, they're really good. There's some really good ones and there's really crappy ones. Like the last one we did with the last one that Rebon AJ and my friend Thomas did along with me was crappy pasta and some good stuff for My Little Pony. I had to actually sing in one, but that wasn't streamed on my channel. That was streamed on my friend Rebon's channel. But I do enjoy reading creepypasta. Some of it's good, some of it's shitty, like real shitty. I've read the Russian Sleep Experiment quite a few times, and it's interesting. Like I've seen that mini story on or movie on YouTube because it was recommended to me by YouTube, and it, it was good, but it was different because in the story, a majority of what happens doesn't happen. There's a lot more character development in the actual like mini movie, but there's not like okay, the things that match up, the experiment itself and what it's meant to do, the fact that when they were taken off the gas, upon the examination table, well, upon like the operation table, they died once they were put to sleep. But it goes a lot more deeper when it gets to that part for some of the characters. And they don't all just die like right then and there. There's one that's actually put back into the room after surgery because he had like ripped his lip, like ripped himself to shreds, and God, and he's put back into the room. And how did it go? Man, it's wow. Oh, jeez. William's daughter is baby, is in baby. See, and I really don't know much about William. I'll have to rewatch the Five Nights at Freddy's playthrough. Uh, two technically. Balloons is also sung by Mando Pony. Cool. Have you watched Double Rainbow? Yes, I have. If you play the baby mini game and listen to the cutscenes, you'd know William's daughter was the ice cream victim to baby. I did, but the thing is, I didn't hear like anything specific that relates to that. Oh my god, the creepypastas that I've read will make you cringe so bad you'll implode and turn into a black hole. Considering what I've read with Reborn, yeah, I can believe that. But Reborn, oh my god, some of the ones that we read that night were fucking hilarious. That one that I read by you though, Arcanum, fucking good, dude. Really good so far. I haven't read any further into it than that, but that could have definitely been made a story on its own. I mean, sometimes stories don't need to be like 3,000 to 5,000 words long. Sometimes stories just need to be well written. Like those ones that I really like to listen to are like those 2 sentence horror stories. And some are done so freaking well. Like it actually there was actually one that gave me fucking creeps. I'm like, "Oh boy, it's only 2 sentences and it's got me fucking creeped out." Hey dudes, no problem. I Me and dolls do not get along, especially porcelains. Uh, but the way that you wrote that was so well done, and that's only prologue. Wow. But yeah, I've been wanting to do creepypasta for a while. I just don't know which ones to go for. But I've got some fix on the way. One that I did is a Sunset Shimmer based one, and it's kind of like a face your demons kind of story, like facing your demons. I had a lot of fun voicing both the characters for this one. It's basically Sunset and Demon Sunset. I had a lot of fun voicing over these characters. They were a lot of fun. Especially the demon, because she's basically taunting Sunset. But I still gotta get to freaking editing in, la di da di da, the fun fucking shit. It's a little girl begging her dad to see an animatronic. She literally says, "Daddy, she can make ice cream. Did you know that?" Not that I can recall. Maybe it's because Markiplier didn't make it to that part. I don't know. But the thing is, you have a hard time trusting Baby because Baby is kind of manipulative. You don't know whether you should trust her or not, and that's the thing. Because if you trust her, you're gonna die. The crawl space was actually a true experience that Madame Macabre went through with some exaggeration. That one was really good. I actually enjoyed that one. It was pretty good. But almost every creepypasta has kind of a same premise to it. It's like there's this monster and lots of blood pulsating like excrementing from the eyes. You know what I mean. I tend to listen to music while writing and what? While writing and while writing Tinker Toy, I listened to, maybe if you will let me know. Oh god damn it. I did not mean to do that. Put user on your internet, add moderator, that's what I meant to say. Sorry dude, I didn't mean to delete your comment. I tend to write, Karen Way, please just be nice. Thank you. Fuck you. I tend to write music while writing and listening to Tinker Toy. I listen to Hisako's theme song from Killer Instinct. Baby is creepy indeed. Like, I've heard the hardest part is definitely when basically you're killed. Well, you're not killed, but you're knocked out during the night. I don't remember which night exactly. I think it's night 3. And baby basically abducts you into like her animatronic body. And yeah, you have to fight off those freaking creepy little shits that you have to shake off, and you have to keep winding those things off to the side. Jesus criminy. I'm just watching this going, how in the world are you supposed to do this? Like, okay, the farthest I made it in Five Nights at Freddy's 1 was night 6. Night 6? Holy crap. It is hard. Also, if you guys would like me to play that, let me know. I know ways to get it for cheat. Like, I can cheat it, so I can play all 5 nights. I don't just have to play nights 1, 2, and 3. Thing is, it would be on mobile. It wouldn't be on PC. But I think it'd be a fun thing for Halloween because, I don't know, Five Nights at Freddy's is just kind of a fun game. But it would have to be like either 1, 2, 3, or 4 because I don't know if Sister Location is actually allowed on. I don't know if it's even available on mobile. I don't know. I'll have to look. But if you guys would like me to play that, let me know. Okay. As I was saying, I am probably going to take off here within probably the next 6 minutes because my throat is pretty sore because I don't talk that much. So to talk this much actually kind of does hurt after a while. Also, yeah, I'd be all open to playing Five Nights at Freddy's. Because it's not really a scary game to me. Because, okay, the first few jump scares, yeah, they get you. They definitely get you. But it's not that scary after the first few jump scares. Because you figure out the cycle. You basically figure out, the technique in order to beat the night. And you know when you're going to die. That's the only thing I really find disappointing about Five Nights at Freddy's. Mainly the first few games. Because of the fact that basically you know when you're going to die. Or you know when you're going to get, jump scared. Sister Location is really good at avoiding that little issue. Because especially in well, Funtime Foxy and Ballora. Those two, holy shit. Nerve-wracking. Because you actually don't know when you're going to die. You don't know if you're too close. You don't know if you're too far away. Yikes. Yeah. So Scott got it down correctly on how to add that atmosphere of knowing that you're not going to die. So that adds to the horror factor. No matter what ending you get, you still die. So I'm guessing this is probably Purple Guy that is in this one. I played a couple nights on my channel. Watched the whole thing with the mini Renas. What? And it didn't scare me. It made me itchy. Oh, you mean what I was talking about? Okay. Please do play Five Nights at Freddy's. Take a shot each time you get jump scared. Oops. That'll make the game more interesting / difficult. Just be aware that I couldn't turn to go into the scooping room on mobile. Mobile doesn't normally have those little cutscenes, so that's normal. One time I was playing Five Nights at Freddy's 4, I was eating dinner and the night marionette killed me and my dinner fell to the floor. I'm gonna go to sleep. Kimmy hugs Sparrow for 0.01 seconds. Bye-bye. Alright, bye-bye, Kimmy. I think I'm gonna take off here within about 3 minutes. The only time when I got jump scared that was actually funny, I was watching Markiplier's playthrough of something. I think it was one of those 3 scary games or whatever. And I was drinking something, like I was drinking a Pepsi or something, and it was in a cup. So when I got jump scared, freaking my cup gets like, boom, like gets jumped like that, and it goes all over me. I'm like, oh, come on. There's also times when I nearly choked on my food. As far as getting jump scared in a game, the only time I really got really jumped was when I was playing Slender one time. And yeah, he jump scared me pretty good because the tablet went like 10 feet in the air and came right back down into my lap. Pretty much. So yeah. But I think it would be a fun thing for Halloween, like to play Five Nights at Freddy's. Maybe do Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because I don't know if Sister Location is actually available on, mobile. I'll have to look. I don't know how actually hard it is either, but I don't know. We'll have to see. Ah, oh, God, my jaw's getting sore. But we've got about 1 more minute to chat. So if you guys got any other stuff to talk about, wrap it up real quick. Because we're going to go in about 57 seconds. But basically, I hope you guys enjoyed this stream where I just talk to you guys and just have a nice, chilled time with you guys. I like to do these kinds of streams when I'm bored because I like to talk to people. I like to talk to you guys. I like to really get in contact with my subscribers and really just speak to you guys a lot. So I hope hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I like talking to you guys all the time and just getting not personal, but just talking with you. Because I don't want you guys to feel like you're just subscribed to the channel because you enjoy my content. I like to talk to my subs too. And no problem, Fire Princess. I watched A2O delivers. Blah, blah, blah. I almost died when he told Minnie Frey to stop having sex on the bed. What? Oh, never mind. Okay. All right. I'm gonna jump off now. Thank you guys for joining me, and I'll probably do more streams like this sooner than later. Yep. And I'm out for now, and thank you guys for tuning in, and happy horse until the next stream, and make sure to take care and stay safe. Bye-bye.